Yeah, welcome to LOOTRS OT.
On this show, we will explore the ins and outs of our lives as hip-hop artists, business partners, and I suppose brothers.
Okay. Done with regulation time. Now get ready for what's next. LOOTRS OT. Yeah, LOOTRS OT. I said LOOTRS OT. Yeah, LOOTRS OT. LOOTRS OT. I said LOOTRS OT. I said LOOTRS OT. LOOTRS OT.
Yeah.
It's been too long. You know what I'm saying?
Wait, calm down.
I just love talking.
We don't want to fucking blow the ears off them.
No, bro. We do this.
I know. I do
just
this.
Get in now, a little mix, little this, little that. Yeah, little de-esser.
J.Cole the other day when he was interviewing with
Already.
Chao.
We're going straight into J.Cole, are we?
Yeah, no, he was it just reminded me of something. He was interviewing with Chao.
Yeah.
And Chao was like,
I watched it.
You seen that one? Yeah. And he's like, yo, bro, people don't get it. I'm really about this life. Like, I'm really about this.
Yeah.
And I don't know.
Yeah.
You're not really about this.
No,
life.
he's not. Because in the same sentence, in the same breath, rather, he then goes, I don't know why these guys keep buying into my thing. I'm just a troll.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't understand what I get. So it's like, fuck me, cunt. Like,
Make your mind up.
yeah.
But yeah, it was good. It was actually a pretty good interview. I liked it.
Yeah, it's all right. Still don't fuck with him, but
I know, because you're a hater, bro.
no, I'm not a
You
hater.
are a hater.
No, what I dislike is that he doesn't understand that the people he's trying to troll aren't trying to troll. They're people who are very devoted to this art, being martial arts. They're people that are giving their blood, sweat, and tears, literally, for years to get where they're at. Or just to get in, give himself the opportunity to get where they want to be.
Imagine he tried to troll Tony.
What do you say? Like,
Yeah.
he knows everything. Tony knows, that he's a weirdo and like he doesn't run from that. Like he's not trying to act like he's not.
No, but I just mean like someone who's so obsessed.
Yeah.
And so committed, and it'd be pretty shitty, if it was. Yeah, that's where I would be like, man, I don't vibe. I wouldn't vibe with that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, to be honest, all of them are.
They all are. They all are. But I don't think any of them are as psychotic as Tony in a good way. Did you saw the Benil interview post-match?
No, I didn't. I didn't even want to watch it. I was just upset for him.
I like that guy.
Yeah, he's cool. He's humble.
He goes, man, his knee popped. I don't know how he did not tap. Everyone was in disbelief. Everyone's like, nah, he's definitely very injured right now.
He's so tough,
He didn't just get hurt. He's injured.
Yeah. And then it's one thing to endure that. It's another thing to then continue fighting.
Oh, 100.
And he was throwing kicks and shit as well.
They asked Benil, they're like, if you're ever in that situation, like, what would you have done? And then he was like, man, I wish I would have that much strength.
Yeah. That's a big call. Like, because in that moment, you're going like, all right, maybe I can withstand this. But do I really want to go through that? Do I really want to push through it just to then probably lose still anyway and then have to get surgery and go through rehab and then put myself out and miss out the next potential 2 or 3 fights? You know what I'm saying? Like it's such it is the most
just that moment.
strong-willed decision. Like
not to fucking tap in that situation.
Yeah, you got to take your hat off to that.
All right, talk to me. How's your mental health been?
How has it been? No.
Give me something.
Yeah, I know. I'm just trying to think. Like the way I can like best try and think about it is like when I try and think about my mornings and stuff.
Yeah, but okay. So your general energy levels, have they been low? Have they been high? Have you been feeling anxious about things? Have you been lamenting decisions or indecisions?
I really don't have a clear answer right now.
Okay.
Maybe you talk first. Not that I'm trying to avoid it by any means. I just really, I need to think about it prior because for me, it's usually not that like obvious or simple. Like it's not really like, I've been feeling shit and anxious. It's more like, a problem has been bothering me that is like adding to making a little bit of stress here and there. You know what I mean? Which then, if not addressed, flows over and ends up being the anxious feelings and the, you know what I mean, the self-loathing and whatnot. So, but no, not really anything obvious, not really anything overt.
Either way, there's no real like you wouldn't say that you're feeling like healthy or unhealthy. You wouldn't say either way.
Well, I'll say this. No, probably no. Actually, I do have something really important to say on this note.
Talk to me.
I think for a long time.
Stop yelling.
I'm passionate.
Okay.
I'm not yelling. It's passion coming out of me.
Sorry.
The Holy Spirit. Why did this come up? David actually asked me. I was texting him and he's like, I was asking him how he's been, and then he's like, how you been? And I went to comment on the things that are bad.
Yep.
I went to say, oh, this has been stressing me.
Yeah.
And I was like, hold up. I don't know about that. And then it all sort of like just hit me, and I was like, wait, for a while now, and a lot to do with he who shall not be named. That situation, and then it just like in recent times, and just like my own, you know, where I'm at in life and what I'm trying to do, I think I have been more vulnerable for my own sake, but also more for other people's sake, in terms of like I guess, you know that Nelson Mandela speech, like, you know, hiding from your greatness isn't going to help anyone. I've been doing that.
Yeah.
I've been like, you know, relating to people about their struggles and saying how my struggles, when like the honest truth is that like I don't, you know what I mean? I don't need to do that. Like at times it's definitely necessary, but I think way more than let me put it into perspective. Frame. The conversation with Frame, he goes, I thought everyone, when he heard that stat, 1 in 5 people.
Yeah, I remember.
And he goes, I thought everyone felt like this.
Right.
And for me, the last like 5 years has been the opposite. I've realized how depressed and anxious everyone is, and being like, fuck, I thought everyone felt like this. I didn't think everyone was so beat themselves up so much and worried so much and so anxious about everything. And for me, like my whole adult life has just been like a awakening to the realities of mental health. Because I just really didn't, like I definitely had my moments, but I intentionally never really addressed them or labeled them. Like it's something for the longest as I can remember, like labeling is something I've always avoided when it comes to how I'm feeling, because it's so ambiguous. It's so nuanced. It's subjective. It changes fucking minute to minute. And I don't know where that came from or why that came about.
And because if you say I'm good or I'm bad, you feel like that might box you in.
Yeah, for sure.
In that moment or on that day or whatever.
Yeah, dude, since I was like 16, whenever I talk to anyone and they tell me they're anxious or depressed, I've always been like, probably, maybe, you know, you're you know what you're going through, right? But why do we got to put labels on it? There's so much of it is our own doing. We create the anxiety and the depression the majority of the time. Or something creates an event, and then how we react to it is what creates it, and then how we spiral those thoughts and how then that, you know what I mean? And so I've just always been so against that, and I think I didn't really like properly understand anxiety or mental health in general, but anxiety specifically until like, you know, the last like, you know.
Pretty much since we moved here, right?
Like Melbourne. Yeah, pretty much. And
because you've got to see it firsthand and
yeah, for sure.
Few different people.
Yeah, but well, yes and no. Like Nick, growing up, like
struggle with it.
Yeah, pretty seriously. And there was a lot of incidents where And that was the biggest sort of realization, because like, you know, being his best friend and watching him go through his struggles here and there, like at first I was just like, I was in the like essentially, what do you call it? You don't know what you don't know type phase, the arrogant almost phase, where I was like, I just didn't get it.
Yeah.
And then eventually I was like, all right, I can't act like this isn't real. Like someone's clearly reacting to something and feels a certain way. Like I gotta pay attention to that. But yeah, to bring it around, man, I can tell you how stressed I get at times, and how much the thoughts go around in my head, and just how doubtful I get of myself, and how anxious I get when I'm thinking about certain situations. But like, what's the point? Like I'm always going to talk about it if, you know, to relate. And like, if we're talking about stuff and you're going through stuff, and I'll be like, you know, I understand what you're saying. But yeah, I've been dimming my light way too much, you know, and I think it's also just because of that's so where the internet's at right now, where the youth are at. Like it's all, social media is such a mental health is such a buzzword. And
if you look at, especially in hip hop, everyone's got demons.
Yeah, exactly.
Every single, I mean, I've said it as well. Like every second song is, you know, all about my pain and my demons.
But see, the thing is, music is a good place to do that. That is a. But
I do feel like there is a element of it that's
not necessary.
playing to a trend.
Yeah, for sure.
I think there's people out there, and there's sounds and there's images out there that are really
like
playing to a trend.
Sad boy sort of era, you know, popping meds to dim your pain, like that's been going on for a while now. Yeah. Whether it's talking about smoking, drinking, popping pills, all of it, it's like that's a real thing, and that's because it is a real thing. You know, people really have struggles, and they got to do that, and including me, including you. Yeah, and I have no problem talking about that. But,
I just don't like how, for the most part, hip hop seems to be a place where people, I think for the most part, people only kind of talk about the struggle, and they don't kind of give people a way out, or like.
Yeah, there's a lot of negativity. It's unfortunately.
It's just negative. There's like, it's left open-ended.
Yeah.
Whereas
but the problem is, it's like, I'm not throwing any judgment on those people, because
I get
the people from the streets, you know what I mean? The rappers that we love and look up to, who have really come from that place, like, go right ahead. But it's then the overflow effect of like the young kids buying into it, and then these young kids in Australia thinking that they got to do this, and young kids in America as well. Like, you know, they're doing it, I got to do it. And that's just a reality that all our parents fucking put that big red flag up 20 years ago saying, don't listen to rap music, blah, 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 brainwash, blah, blah, blah. That's just media. That's entertainment for you. Like, it's not rap music. It's fucking drugs and sex and rock and roll. You know what I mean? Like, that's its whole, that was a nucleus of that movement. It was just being free and just not giving a fuck. So, but yeah, that's me. Like, if something's really bothering me, like I'll bring it up and I'll be honest. Like, but yeah, overall mental health, always more positive than negative. I just always try to like do more to feel good than I do the opposite. And it's just, I don't know why more people don't do it. Like, we have all the fucking resources. We have the, like, I know some people don't have the knowledge. I know some people aren't as educated in like what's best to do, and they don't understand why or how they're doing things. That's totally reasonable. But everybody knows that exercise, diet, and sleep make you feel better.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You can get into the weeds of it, but just don't. Just keep it simple.
Yeah.
But we all avoid it. Like, so many people avoid it. I don't want to go to the gym every day.
Those three things literally can save lives. Could save lives.
100%. You take someone who's not doing those things, they're probably sick or suffering mental health, or there's probably something negative in their life. And then you get them to do those things, like sleep, number one, diet, number two, exercise, number three. It's the time that you rest and recharge and heal and grow. The food is what makes you up. We are made of the food that we eat. The exercise maintains the machine. that like, you know, the mental health and then this as well, those basic principles of like how to live. Again, the same thing is just like continues to blow my mind. How, and this is what I mean by dimming my light. Like I try to like be calm and suppress this sort of like energy a lot because like, you know, I want to be understanding and loving and compassionate towards people because everyone does have their demons and everyone does have their struggles. And I am so empathetic of it. And I understand how hard it is when you're in that sort of headspace to get up and just go for a walk or to ring your friend or to tell someone that you need help. Like I understand it's so hard, but nobody's going to help you if you can't help yourself. It has to start with you. It doesn't matter what you do. It doesn't matter what information you have. All it just comes down to is, do you want to change?
Effort, yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, sorry to go on a bit.
No, that's fine.
It just really, it's not, it's all rooted in love. It is all rooted in positivity. And that's why it's like, oh, like, it doesn't need to be confusing. It doesn't need to be difficult. Like, you don't need to go to gym for 2 hours. You don't need to have a perfect diet. You don't need to get 8 hours sleep. But you can't do the complete opposite.
No. And
you have to do something.
You just got to show up more often than you don't show up.
Yeah, 100%. That's it. It's just a game of balance. Like, I got it tattooed on me for a reason. Like, don't even think about what we're talking about. If something is balanced, that means it's working. It works together. It feeds into itself. It makes sense.
Yep.
If something is unbalanced,
gonna fall over, baby.
You're gonna fall like. We don't even need to say we're talking about an animal. We're talking about a human. We're talking about a god. We're talking about a river. We're talking about a bottle of water. Or balance. Everything in moderation
Needs to be there.
Needs to be there. So take it away. Your mental health chicken.
How long have I got?
Well, what are you? Yeah, sorry. Go.
Nah, like there's been a little bit of kind of a frantic kind of undertone to how I've felt in at certain points over the last week or so. But for the most part, I've been doing my best to be grateful and to be just to be really content with where I'm at. So yeah, there has been at times a little bit of a nervous energy or an anxious energy under my skin that's kind of like led to some stress. But I think for the most part, I'm in a really, I'm not real negative on myself. I'm the internal chatter's kind of quietened down a little bit, and life is just a lot easier at the moment. It's life's like the easiest it's ever been in terms of like
the pressure you're putting on yourself, sort of thing.
Yeah. Like I know that if I do something that, you know, might not necessarily align with kind of where I'm going, I don't have to, like, I can just make the mistake. I'm not then going and beating myself up over it and adding all this extra weight. So yeah, I think that is a little bit of that getting out of your way energy, just learning to or unlearning those conversations that I would generally have with myself about, oh, you're not doing enough, you fucking, you know, you ate that, you did this, you fucking, you know, all that shit. So the fact that that's all slowing down and quietening down is yeah, just it's cool. Obviously, yeah.
And that's it, hey. That's it. Like, it's all up here.
Yeah.
It all starts there. Like, I watch this great TED. Oh, I got to show you, man. It's like, it's not really a TED talk. It's just like a bit of a speech almost, but it's a TED event sort of thing. And it's at a prison.
Have we got to link it down below?
We'll definitely link it down below.
Write that down.
It's this gentleman who is very obviously disabled. He's like some sort of like dwarfism, like, you know, and he needs help with pretty much everything. Completely switched on in the brain, no, like nothing, no intellectual disability. And yeah, he just talks about like, and it's just like, you don't really like take the time to like properly think about it, but someone like this who everyone would feel sorry for, look down upon, judge, you know what I mean? Was told he was only going to live 24 hours. His parents, the doctors told him that he wouldn't live longer than a day.
And how old is he now?
He's like in his 30s or something.
Crushing it.
Killing it, literally. But yeah, he's talking to inmates. He's talking to prisoners. And it's just so beautiful. He has a whole speech about just like, you know, living life and being a committed civilian sort of thing, you know, and like, so I didn't want to say that. Yeah. I tried so hard to think of a different word.
What's another word?
Law-abiding, I don't know. Anyway, citizen. Yeah. And then, but yeah, the main like sort of point at the end, I think he sort of wraps it up by saying how, you know, you can be out, you don't like prison or not, there's millionaires out there living their life that are in prison in their mind.
Yeah.
And that is
so true.
So true and so much scarier. And he's like, the freedom starts here. The freedom, you can be in prison, but if you're free in your mind, like you can learn, you can grow, like.
And when 99.99% of everything in existence is not actually in the seen or touched world, as in it's in the quantum realm, then if you have control of your mind, you have a much better chance of accessing this 99.99%.
Does he say that much?
Yeah.
There's no way.
Yeah, he reckons everything that exists is only one, like everything that we know in the known universe is only 1%.
That's crazy.
Everything else is the quantum realm.
There's this other talk I watched. This guy talking about good?
What?
Nothing. He's like this yogi sort of guy. It was interesting because he's Australian. It was in Noosa, like Ted Noosa. Yeah, and it was like this Australian yogi. So probably 50-year-old dude, big beard and stuff, and wearing like all orange. And he's like talking about consciousness and, oh man.
It's good shit.
It's too confusing to like talk about, but just sort of like to put things into
your word for it.
Yeah, to put things into perspective, I think he says how if the universe, our known universe, was the size of the earth, right? The earth would be a billionth of a pinhead. Come on.
Come on, bro.
Come on.
Well, that makes sense then.
Bro, half a pinhead. Think about half a pinhead. You don't have to, you.
Yeah.
You see one every day. No, but you know what I'm saying? Like, that's so small already. 100th of a pinhead is...
A
billionth of a pinhead. That's how big our universe is. That's how insignificant we are. And
and imagine what we
people have the audacity to walk around like their shit don't stink. And
what would I be though?
Dude, you would be a billionth of that. If that. Like, what are you in comparison to the earth? Like, think about you in comparison to Melbourne.
Fuck. Me in comparison to this room.
Honestly, exactly. There's like 100 of you in here. There'd be billions of you in the size of Melbourne. And I'll tell you what's crazy.
Our earth is a billionth of a pinhead in the known universe.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I am fucking... There's not a number small enough.
Nah.
Holy shit.
It's wild. And
that's one of my favorite things to do ever.
Put things into... think about the universe and whatnot.
No. Think about what the universe is expanding into.
Yeah. Well, there's...
Like what's beyond the edge of the universe.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's some explanation, but I don't want to look it up.
Really.
I'm happy to think about, you know, because you think about like an ocean comes up to the edge of the beach and then it stops and the beach starts.
Yeah.
Like that, there's a clear distinction there. I'm trying to think about the edge of our universe and what it is expanding into. Like what's a space beyond that?
That's if it is expanding.
Like is it yeah.
It's complexifying.
Was it just like a really, really big room made for the universe to expand into?
It's so crazy to try and wrap your head around, eh?
Yeah, I know that like we can expand into certain space. Like water can fill up a room, right? But the room is already here. Universe is expanding into what room? Like where's it expanding into? Because the universe is always expanding, right? I'm pretty sure it is.
Yeah. That's the theory. But I'm pretty sure that theory is based on the Big Bang, and the Big Bang is a theory.
Oh, everything's a fucking theory. Dude, I'm a theory.
Dude, it's so interesting. This is something Eric Weinstein is like real passionate about, because heaps of science.
Weinstein?
I think it's Weinstein, yeah. Heaps of science is like a lot of physics and quantum physics and all that sort of like real technical stuff. A lot of it is based on these rules or theories that are not provable. Like there's a lot of science that's like, give me this and then I'll explain all that.
Yeah.
But you don't know if this is
even right.
Right. Yeah. And so like the Big Bang, we're meant to believe that from just, you know what I'm saying? And like, don't get me wrong, it has a lot of plausible information. You know, it makes sense.
Not as plausible as my homie, my God.
Yeah, just whipping this shit up. Yeah, you get it. You get a planet. You get a planet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100.
So
let's just
show up. But yeah, physical health check-in.
Physical health check-in. Let's not go into it. Let's just keep it moving.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll talk about that a bit more next week.
All right. So we had our first business meetings.
Yeah.
We did. They went well.
We had we went from no meetings in 2 months to 2 meetings in 1 week. And 2 pretty solid meetings and 2 pretty like, you know, solid clients potentially. Yep.
You know, not just Joe Blow.
Yep.
Joe Blow Inc.
Multinational Joe Blow. Yeah.
Well, there is, what's it, the mowing company and all that?
Oh yeah, Jim's,
yeah, Jim Blow.
Jim Blow.
Yeah, but so they both went really well. So we got across the road, the Health Collective, interested in doing some podcasting. We met with the lovely Seb, who offered us some delicious tea, which we
drunk.
That was just such a funny little exchange. Yeah.
Can we put some cold water in it?
But then at least she fessed up and that she admitted it. She admitted hers was a bit of cold water in hers.
And then we might be doing some stuff. Maybe we'll just leave that for now.
No, it's all good.
Why? Well, we haven't got the. Let's wait until we get it.
Anyway,
I think when we lock it in, we'll talk more about it. But anyway, we had some great meetings this week.
We had some good meetings, and
it was a really good learning curve for us.
Massive learning curve. I had literally no idea what a business proposal was prior to being asked to do one.
Yeah.
I'm like when I say no idea, like it's not just that like I had no idea, but I was like, cool, these are dope. Like how did
I want to start doing
like I'm just so surprised that I don't know, like it just goes to show how little we know. But I'm in terms of business, you know, but I was just so surprised that like you can do this full tailored pitch. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I understand like bigger business things, like you know, you have your meeting and you sort of, you know, you're sort of do you know what I'm saying? Like corporate stuff, let's say. Yeah. I can picture that. I can picture a boardroom where companies meet with another company.
Suit,
this is what we can do. It's suits and shit, water coolers. Yeah. But I just didn't really think about it for us. And I think we did a good job. Put together a lovely business proposal. Waiting to hear back. Either way, whether it comes through or not, we're just glad to be learning, just like getting our foot in the door, doing the things that we need to do.
Yeah, it's been a lot of really good steps in the right direction this week, and it's only going to improve our ability to. If we don't land either of these two, then we're going to land something soon, because it's just, you know, we're just moving in the right direction.
Yeah, definitely. We've got the website up and running. Just need to finish filling it out.
We'll link it below for everyone.
We'll link it below. It's looking lovely. We got flyers printed off, just a little who, where, what, sort of giving a little rundown of what we're about. Yeah.
Got some business
cards made up.
Looking
fresh. So yeah, it feels really, really good.
Yeah.
It puts the mind at ease a lot, you know, to know that like that.
We've got a lot of the infrastructure and a lot of the learning kind of in place, and we just, Yeah, we just need to start locking down some clients now.
Yes, sir. So
What else? What have we got?
Well, do you want to talk about? I mean,
What's next on the list?
what, the micro content?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we'll talk about the micro content.
Yeah, I mean,
I think so we really made a push. So over the first like 6 weeks of getting in this office, we were obviously just doing a lot of the longer form stuff, the OTs, the FMs, little UFC recap. And have you done a micro for that?
No.
Might be. No, there could be something in there. Or just
current
like,
events.
Yeah. So yeah, we've just been doing the longer form content, and now that we've got like a little bit of a catalog and backlog there, we've gone through and started cutting them up into micro stuff to kind of push towards TikTok and Instagram Reels.
Which also like adds, it's good that we waited to do the website because now we've got content to put straight onto it.
Yeah, 100%.
And fill it out. You know, we've got the 4 shows, got a few episodes. So
yeah, so we're just kind of, at the moment, we're just kind of trying to figure out a better workflow with it all, but also just adding different layers to kind of, I don't know, spread our message and our you know, brands out there a little bit better.
yeah, I think the next step is to double down on the storytelling and start to make that a bit more of a pillar in terms of how we do our content. Try and like figure out ways to just tell our story, or whatever.
Yeah,
because it's just another skill. I think we're good enough at it, but we certainly could get better.
Yeah, but I think the micro is starting to add a lot more value to just all our social channels and our ability to kind of get those messages across quickly. And
yeah, well, it's speaking the language of the internet a little bit better than podcasting maybe does. You know, it's more
Sometimes,
direct.
yeah.
It can get shared around easier. It gets shared easier. Yeah, it's just it's more accustomed to the sort of live people are living. You know, you sort of got to convert someone to listen to your podcast.
Yeah.
Whereas they can easily sit there for 10 minutes, go through all your videos, and consume all your little micro content, and be on their way.
Yep.
So it fills that void.
Yeah.
So we had Magic Round.
Oh, we're talking about that?
If you want.
Yeah, let's go. So, look, it was pretty wild. It was pretty fun.
Yeah, sin bins were pretty hectic, eh?
Yeah, I think they ended up doing they ended up going with, I think it was like 20 sin bins and 3 send-offs.
Crazy.
Yeah, 3 send-offs definitely. And then I think there
As
might
in
have been,
like off for the whole game.
yeah, three direct,
Yeah.
you know, you're done. Papali'i.
Were they that bad though?
What?
Get a send off?
Were they that bad?
Yeah.
Yeah, so they kind of said like, you know, if you were careless, if there was a careless high shot, you're in the bin. Whereas like, you know, a week or so ago, there would have been penalties. But if you're reckless or like forceful, swing an arm, or, you know, you just kind of, it looked like you just didn't care enough, you got sent off. So Terrell Fumimayono hit Pappenhausen late and totally flattened him. He got sent off. Papali'i, swing an arm. It was pretty heavy. He got sent off. And then who was the other one? Fucking Herman Sasa ran out of the line, put a shot on top. Oh,
yeah.
And yeah, it just looked bad. So yeah, it was just really interesting to see.
They need to do a 5-minute sin bin.
For something in between.
Yeah, because
That'll get too fucking messy though.
what they could do is first play of 10 minutes. If there's a second player, then it's only 5 minutes. I think that's fair. Because, like, if you think about how quickly, like last night with the Knights, how easily 2 players can just accidentally have a bit of an arm come up and just like hit the head and then off.
Well, they've changed it. They changed it like last night to make sure that, like, if it was more of an accidental kind of like it.
I like that they review it at least.
Yeah,
they sort of do have a quick look over it.
Yeah, they're not just kind of doing it on the fly.
Because there was another one late and he just got put on report and wasn't sent off, and it was not much better than the other ones.
But it was, I think it was an improvement last night.
Yeah.
Just a few guys put on report and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, Frizzell and Brayley did get whacked, forearm to the face.
Yeah, they were definitely sin bins.
Yeah.
Those were definitely sin bins. But yeah, just going back to Magic Round, I think there was a lot of uproar and, you know, people had their issues.
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm okay with most, like, generally speaking. It's a little bit like you'd sort of want it to just let it slide because you don't want the game stopped and your team getting players off, but it's a even playing field. Everyone has the same rules. So,
Yep.
and it's for the players' health.
And I thought it was really interesting that because they were talking about the good teams aren't going to, fall victim to this. Like if you're one of the smart teams, like Peter Vlandis was saying on Monday on NRL 360, if you're one of the good teams, you'll make the adjustments so that you have a direct advantage. Because if you don't make those, you're down to fucking 11 players.
Yeah.
And I think it was very interesting, and I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure over the weekend, Melbourne, Parramatta, Penrith, and the Roosters. I'll have to double check, but I'm pretty sure all four of them. I know Parramatta didn't have anyone sent off or sin bin. I know Melbourne didn't have anyone sent off or sin bin. Sydney and Penrith, I'm not 100% sure about. Penrith might have had someone actually. But regardless, I think the top teams, the top four teams.
Yeah, but I mean, could easily say that's luck.
We'll find out this weekend.
Because I'm sure there was bottom of the table teams that probably didn't have anyone.
Yeah, but I don't think
know
it's
if
all luck.
Newcastle had anyone. Oh yeah, we had one.
You had two. Lachlan and Fitzgibbon went off for a bit, and then you had two. I can't remember who the other one was. There was four in that game. It was versus
Tigers.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there was two. Yeah, but I mean, people were talking about how like it got ruined and stuff like that. I don't think it got ruined. I thought all the games were pretty fun. Like it made it pretty exciting when they went down to two.
It's just change. It's just people are over exaggerating. Like change, people don't like change. It's that simple. Especially if you've been supporting NRL for 50 years.
Yeah, and I think definitely like the NRL could have been way smarter in terms of like rolling this out over the preseason.
Yeah, and not Magic Round.
Yeah, not Magic Round.
Like highlighted of. You know what I mean? Of the regular season.
Yeah. I think they were a little bit knee jerky off the back of the Dylan Brown knees in the back.
Yeah.
I think they were.
Didn't Pappenhausen and Tedesco just pried it like they both got whacked?
I think Tedesco definitely got whacked.
That was the main push for it.
That's why
Tedesco.
Tedesco and even the Drew Hutchinson knees in the back from Dylan Brown, like he should have been sin bin, probably sent off.
Yeah, but it's not high shot.
No,
but high shot situation.
Yeah, but I think it was just like the whole idea of clamping down on and just being a bit smarter with the review process on field or with using the bunker to actually rule on stuff like this and just getting it right. So they were a little bit hesitant, but he's gone, nah, fucking let's do it. Let's start sending these off. And definitely the Tedesco should have been a sin bin with Nick, what's his name? Murata Niokore. Yeah. So yeah, it was a little bit knee jerky, but I think it's good.
Yeah, a lot of good footy.
They were making an interesting point on 360, talking about how they've got to start rewarding the legs tackle again because the reason they've got up to these headshots is because the wrestle. Yeah, you got to slow play the ball down because if you go around the legs, they get a quick play the ball, then you're offside and da da da. Anyway, so needing to kind of figure out a way to introduce rewarding the legs tackle again. So it'll be interesting to see where it goes.
Which makes
now.
sense. You got a whole body to tackle.
Oh, big time.
Yeah.
And that was like, think about when we were growing up. Like, Pop would always talk about, get him around the legs, get down low, get him around the legs.
Yeah. It was always so scary to do.
It's scary, but it's like, that's where footy came from. And it's like, really at its heart, that's what it's about. The getting up top and the shoulder charge and stuff like that. I mean, I don't know how new of a thing that is, and the swinging arms and shit like that. I mean, they're all fun, but I think at its heart, it's about like kind of getting someone low, chopping them down, and then I don't think at the end of the day we really want to hurt each other. Some of us do, yeah. Some of us do.
I think a lot of them probably do.
Yeah, but
when they're out there, but they want their team to win more than they want to do.
Oh, big time.
Yeah,
they made some really good points about like Jake Trbojevic, like he never goes up high, chops you around the body, but just crumples dudes.
Yeah, Brayley's great like that.
Brayley, yeah, and Jaden Sewer, he got sin binned and then came back on and made a really great tackle on Wade Graham where he just chopped him in half.
Oh yeah.
So
Was it not a huge one, eh?
oh, it was big. Yeah, it was probably the shot of the round.
Flying.
Yeah. So there's definitely it's definitely possible. So it's just got to be a little bit more kind of strategic, and dude's just got to start coaching for it. But I thought there was a really interesting point that Ricky Stewart made in the press conference. He was talking about, needing, like, if they're going to really enforce these rules, then he's going to need to start recruiting different blokes.
Yeah, exactly. That is a very good point.
Because it's going to just change the whole landscape of the game, because you're not going to need these real big boppers, just trying to like enforce the game.
I mean, no, you always need, like, it's the same with basketball.
Or just angry. You're not going to need
they're angry, exactly. You don't need that aggression.
They're going to, the dudes with aggression, they're done.
Yeah. But at the end of the day,
Warrior Hargraves and, the guys that we've really loved kind of watching, the Paul Gallons and Nate Miles and all these guys. Like, they're going to get
Jazz Tavanga.
Jazz Tavanga, he's going to get, like, the guys like that have always loved watching. Dylan Napa and all this, they're going to have no place in the game.
Your mate. Brown.
Oh, Nathan Brown,
yeah.
Oh, he's done.
Yeah, he's gone. They just re-signed him.
Yeah.
But that's why I like Mitch Barnett. He's made such a good transition from being that guy to now like a real solid all-round footy player.
Played real good last night.
Oh, man. He's like probably our best player at the moment. He's doing everything and like he's really just like piecing
rolling
teams
his
up when he
sleeves
really
up.
wants to. Yeah, and I just love that. Like, it's just good to see people take control and sort of like put their hand
Own
up.
it. Yep.
Yeah.
All right, so Magic Round was beautiful.
It was. Carry on. Abracadabra. So our beloved Jermaine,
the
Lord and Savior,
Cole. I don't want to go too in depth because I think we should do I want to do like a whole FM.
Yeah, let's just talk about him.
Yeah.
Fucking playing in NBA. I mean, playing professional basketball.
I haven't watched it yet.
Is
he good?
Yeah. He's a bit clunky. Like, you can tell he hasn't, played much because there's a difference between training and playing. Yeah. You can learn the skills when you're training, but the flow and the technique of like really reacting to what's around you, that's like a whole different thing.
Did he get many minutes? Do you know?
No, not many. He made couple good plays. It was interesting that the video that I watched was definitely a solid fan of J.Cole because he put together the highlights.
All right.
And then
together all the nice bits.
But at the end, he also did add the other bits, the bad bits, like just to sort of, like there was a few plays where he looked like a bit of a goofy, But
what's he get? Is he going to play a whole season or what?
I don't know. It's in Africa, isn't he?
Yeah, pretty sure it's Africa.
Yeah. Who knows, man? Who knows? All I know is it's just, like, think about the place he's at right now.
Yeah.
Like, hip hop greatness, you know what I mean? Entrepreneur, like forward thinking, like activist, like has a lot of things he has and can do and could put his time into. But he's like, you know what? I want to challenge myself. I want to play sport because it's a whole different thing.
Yeah.
And it's his like last chance really. Like he's probably like 33, 34, 35.
I think he's 36.
Yeah. So, it's now or never. And I just love that so much. I've seen myself doing something like that,
Just right towards the end, just
whenever,
as
soon as it makes sense, like, just
and you got the time to really dedicate.
Yeah, because I was having a conversation with Annie not long ago, and we're talking about like what I would have done if it weren't for music, and I definitely would have been an athlete.
Yeah,
like I just love sports so much.
Which one? What type? You're not really good at any sport though.
No, true. I don't know. If I got into probably basketball.
Yeah.
If I got into basketball earlier, it's just so fun, man. And the way the league set up in NBA, it just makes it, man, the way they move.
The entertainment values is
ridiculous. Yeah. It's just so good to watch. And the thing that is so much better about NBA compared to something like NRL is because there's only 5 players.
Watch your mouth.
Yeah, I know. I was waiting for it. Because there's only 5 players and they play so many games, there's just such a cohesion that's allowed.
Yeah.
They can just really click and the unit's always so tight.
And how many games do they play like in a week?
Oh, they might play like, they honestly some weeks might play like 3 or 4.
Yeah. So they're
it's-
just playing so much basketball
yeah,
in
every
such a
couple
short amount
days.
of time.
Yeah, constantly. So you get so many minutes. You get to drill it so much,
yeah.
you know? And whereas NRL, you might not touch a ball for half an hour if you're on the wing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, which means you don't have a chance to connect and make the
Connections.
no, yeah, but what's the word? There's another word for it. Like in a team where you have like your
The symbiosis.
no.
The roles.
I'll
the,
think about
the
They always talk about it. I had it. Like patterns, like
the patterns, partnerships, the growth.
it's like connections. Combinations, that's it. Combinations, yes.
Your boy.
Because like, you know, if you have a what's his name? Pappenhausen and
The Pap.
Munster.
Yeah, money.
It's not just them playing together, but the more they play together, they learn each other's skills and what they're good at one another. So then, like when there is an opportunity, like I'll do that thing that I know is in favor of him. Yeah, and it just like automatically increases the percentage. That's why it's so important for teams to play together. That's why Newcastle is, you know, struggling at the moment. Yeah, because the combination just haven't had any chance.
Not there.
No, they're not there because people have been injured and it's just too many changes. But yeah. Just NBA is amazing.
All right, let's keep moving.
Actually. But yeah. What about you? Sport, cricket, golf?
What I play?
Yeah. I definitely could have been a golfer as well. Like golf is so enjoyable.
Golf's pretty good. Probably not cricket. Oh God, that's a tough one.
I know.
Probably I would like one that's kind of like more kind of faster pace, more energy. Like
yeah. Soccer?
Maybe soccer, but I would love to be good at actually field hockey.
Yeah, it's pretty intense.
I love the fuck out of field hockey. I'd easily play that for a living.
The other thing I just was thinking about playing basketball is like there's so many opportunities to make clutch plays. Yeah. Like buzzer beaters and stuff. And I just love that. Like,
the idea of that.
Yeah.
Pretty
just all the weight on your shoulders and you got to make it happen. Yeah, I mean, we can end it there or we can continue talking about, it's been about 46 minutes.
Oh, we'll just end it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, in the next episode.
Yeah.
Coming next week.
Yeah. So we got a little EP that we're working on.
That's it.
Yeah.
And I also have my next single, Opulence.
Have you got a date?
No, I haven't because I'm just waiting to like finalize some mixing things.
Well, I think next week we'll have a much better idea of where the EP's at and how far off you are from Opulence. So I think it'd be better to talk about it next week.
Opulence will be done probably over the weekend.
Yeah.
So, and then I'll probably just schedule it for like 3 weeks in advance.
Yep.
Give me a little bit of time.
Yep.
So, probably.
About that?
Yeah, about that. Cool past February.
Yeah, cool past February. All right.
Nah, maybe like 14th, 15th of next month.
Okay.
Or like mid next month.
Yeah, nice.
And yeah, our EP, we just got to chip away at it. Just make sure it.
Can we do something this weekend, please? Come on.
Yeah, we'll see. I'll speak to my. Let me just jot that down.
Anyway,
do something.
do something for with Matt.
Yeah, there you go. Got it.
Copy that. All right. Anyway, thanks for tuning in to LOOTRS OT. We'll catch you next week, guys. But everyone stay safe and enjoy your time out there. Okay.
And no high shots.
No high shots.
You know, you don't want to get sent off.
Nah.
Ladder vault.
Ladder vault.
LOOTRS OT. Yeah, LOOTRS OT. I said LOOTRS OT. Yeah, LOOTRS OT. LOOTRS OT. I said LOOTRS OT. I said LOOTRS OT. LOOTRS OT.